Hello everyone, a quick video on the undervolting and tuning of this machine. It's an i5 14400F on a B760M-HDV M.2. This is a very cheap dual DIMM motherboard. I have a fan blowing on the memory to keep them cool, and that is needed to run the TREFI at 65,535, and otherwise that wouldn't be needed. So that's the only timing that actually needs the fan on to pass VT3. Otherwise it would like hang around at 20-25 minutes. And so here are some testing that I've done. I've passed TM5, of course. Yeah, I'll impact just a little bit because it's easier to run than VT3, so just 3 loops. And you can see Geekbench compared to the average for the same CPU. We're not that much better. Oh, sorry, motherboard doesn't have Wi-Fi, so here's the score for the average of the same CPU. So we are about 10% better on a single core, but a good 25% better on the multi-core. And then we have Y-Cruncher, 5B, 32B Pi Prime, and timings with MLC, so more than 10,000, 100,000 for bandwidth, and 64 nanoseconds for memory latency. And here you can see the timings at a glance. The RAM is running at 1.2 volts. I try to lower this on the BIOS, but it doesn't work. It doesn't go below that. System agent is at 0.86. Doesn't go below that even if I set it lower in the BIOS. And TX is 97, and that is actually bottomed out. And this is Micron D Die, so it's Crucial Pro sticks. These are rated for 3400 and 38, 40, 40. Yeah, they're 84. And yeah, I basically followed Igor's lab article on this kind of memory kit, and yeah, worked flawlessly. Most of the timings are like slightly looser than he does, just to be safe, and because I didn't find them to make much of a difference when really bottomed out as he did, at least in my testing. So I kept on the safe side. Probably now that I added the fan on the RAM, I could bottom them out as he did, because as stated before, the only timing that needed the fan to be on is the TREFI at 32,640. I didn't need the fan to pass like VT3 overnight, so more than 8 hours of VT3. So let's get into BIOS. This machine has all the cores enabled. It's pulling about 70 watts full load. It's really efficient. The undervolt is the power limit is 90, so this is as high as the motherboard allows. So if whenever I set it like next to 90, that's reasonable. And I mean, even when I started undervolting, it would rarely be power limited, power throttling anyway, even without undervolting. Only like Y-Cruncher would pull out to the limit. So DRAM, we're running at 7,000, 38, 42, 41, 41, 96. TRDL is 16. I think that they have at 8 on the Igor's lab, but it is not really clear, so I decided to keep the stock 16. And yeah, not much has changed. The TWR pre is 98, TRPD then is 99. These are they are used to determine the TWR, as far as I understand. These are the training rate timings. That's a bit confusing on the other BIOS. Other boards don't have that, but these are the actual timings. So yeah, you can see them. Theory right are modified, and the TWR/WR/SG is also modified. Again, it's slightly looser timings than the Igor's lab ones, just to be safe. And offset is -100. The board doesn't allow more than 100 as the offset, but I needed to drop the low likelihood to 4. On 5 I would get errors. or crashes. So VDD CPU is 112, and that is bottomed out. It doesn't show up as TX. The TX is actually this one, but this one is surely bottomed out, because if I put 1.1, it crashes. It doesn't even boot at 1.1, I think. While the IMC doesn't boot at 94, is always booting at 95, with sometimes giving errors in Y Cruncher. 96 never gives any error. It passed overnight Y Cruncher, but 97 has slightly better performance, so that's where it's at. It's quite usual for timings to be like that, but it's a bit of a different with like System Agent usually has problem training and booting before it actually gives problem with the stability. So memory is like, I tried to set lower voltages, but it doesn't read them. Yeah, it's bottomed out apparently. I don't know if that's some kind of a problem with the motherboard or the voltage controller on the memory. I'm just trying to do this now just to double check, because Hynix kits can do 1.15 for the VDDQ easily if I don't push the timings, and I like doing that because I like lower voltages. And yeah, this is the System Agent, and I set it 85. If I set 84, it doesn't change anything. It only stays at 86. So I will reboot to show that. And yeah, in the meanwhile, yeah, I mean, with this kind of low voltages, I was not expecting to need a fan on the RAM. It's not hot here in my room, so that's a little bit concerning. So what I would say is that this memory kit is very heat sensitive compared to Hynix, much more heat sensitive than Hynix probably, because if I touch them, they're not hot. When I had the crashes, even at 20-25 minutes, they were not hot at all. Okay, so System Agent stayed at 86 as I already tested, but actually the VDDQ dropped to 117, so 18 didn't stick, but 17 does. I will double check if that's stable and report in the comments of the video. And yeah, because that is all for now, and I have to test again. And ciao!